Alright, since you're trying to learn how to build your website using WordPress, it is a good idea for you to know what other options out there are available for you to use and why specifically you are actually using WordPress. Now, WordPress is a content management system, and what this means is that a CMS is a platform essentially that allows anyone, such as yourself, to manage data. You can add data, modify data, and so on and so forth easily without the need to hire a web developer such as myself to do that for you. That's essentially what a content management system is. Now, there are three major CMS platforms out there. You have WordPress, you have Drupal, and you have Joomla. Now, I don't want to spend too much time talking about Joomla because it's not a very good CMS platform, unfortunately. I have worked with Joomla, but for the past year or two, I haven't worked with Joomla because I prefer not to. It's not very easy to use, and it's also very restrictive. There are certain websites that you can't build using Joomla. For example, it will be very difficult for you to build a social media website using Joomla, for example. So let's talk more about Drupal and WordPress because these are the two main CMS platforms out there. Now, the differences between the two, there are obviously many differences, and unfortunately, you do need to have a certain level of technical expertise to fully understand what most of the differences are. But I will talk about the two major differences that you should know that you can fully understand. So the main one is security, and this is actually the biggest difference between Drupal and WordPress. And in a nutshell, Drupal is far more secure than WordPress, and this is why here in America, many government agencies use Drupal for their websites, such as the White House. I think the NSA actually uses Drupal for their website, I think. So yeah, Drupal is far more secure than WordPress. And one of the reasons is because with WordPress, we have something called plugins. And of course, we will talk more about plugins in the course. But just to give you a very quick insight, a plugin is a program that adds a certain level of functionality to your website. So say, for example, you wanted people to be able to download a PDF document from your website. You can use a plugin for that, okay? Let's say you wanted people to be able to post images to your website. You can use a plugin for that. So plugins are essentially programs that add a specific kind of functionality to your website. In Drupal, we have plugins, but we don't call them plugins. We call them modules. Now, the difference here is with WordPress, anyone can write a plugin. It doesn't matter how good you are or how bad you are. You can just write a plugin, put it out there on the internet for people to use, and that's it. And unfortunately, we have so many plugins that are actually not good plugins. And when I mean they're not good, I mean they're not secure. They're written with very bad code that actually allows cyber criminals and hackers to gain easy access to your website. There is no system of filtering, which plugin is secure, which plugin is not. Anyone can write a plugin and just put it out there. But with the Drupal, you just can't write any kind of module and just put it out there. No, there is a system of filtering with the Drupal. Drupal actually have people who would look at your module and then decide whether or not your module is up to standard, whether or not it's actually secure enough for usage. So that's the difference between Drupal and WordPress, and that's why Drupal is more secure than WordPress. With WordPress, you have greater freedom to do whatever you want. You can write any kind of plugin and put it out there. But with Drupal, it's more restricted. The second main difference between Drupal and WordPress is the user interface. WordPress is far easier to use than Drupal. It takes a while for you to fully understand how to use Drupal, especially if you're a beginner. And this is kind of the main reason why people often prefer WordPress, because it's very easy to learn. And within an hour or two, you can actually begin to create content and publish content on your website and do certain things. But with Drupal, it takes a while. So those are essentially the two major differences. Drupal is more secure but less user-friendly. WordPress is less secure but more user-friendly. So again, obviously there are more differences. I mean, I could talk about how how both CMS systems handle images, SEO, stuff like that. But you do need to have a certain level of technical knowledge to fully understand what those terms mean. So I won't talk about those. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to use the discussion area, and I'll be there to answer your questions. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.